After my parents died, I was left with a responsibility no child should ever carry. I was only 9 years old, yet suddenly I became the father, the mother, and the protector of my family. Their death was sudden and cruel. One moment we had a family, and the next, I was staring at 2 graves. There were no relatives who wanted us, no neighbors willing to help. People whispered about us, pitied us, but in the end, they turned their backs. That day, my childhood ended forever. The nights after their funeral were the darkest. My little brother cried himself to sleep, clutching my arm, begging me for food. My baby sister was too weak even to cry. Her stomach growled louder than her tiny voice. I sat there helpless, staring at the cracked ceiling, my stomach empty too, wondering how I could possibly keep them alive. Then it hit me. Nobody was coming to save us. Not the neighbors, not the police, not some miracle. If I wanted them to survive, I had to act. So, with trembling hands and a pounding heart, I stole food for the first time. I slipped into a bakery at night, grabbed a loaf of bread, and ran as fast as my legs would carry me. That night, we ate. My brother's face lit up when I handed him a piece of bread. My baby sister sucked on the crust, her eyes finally closing in peace. For a moment, it felt like I had done something right, but inside, I knew. This was only the beginning. The next time, I wasn't so lucky. I reached for some fruit at the corner market, and before I knew it, a hand grabbed my arm like an iron chain. The shopkeeper's voice thundered, "Thief!" People turned to stare, and fear froze me in place. Then I heard the sirens in the distance. My heart stopped. At 9 years old, I thought my life was over. But fear can make you stronger than you ever knew. I twisted free, scratched, kicked, and bolted into the street. My bare feet slapped against the wet pavement, the cold rain soaking me as the sound of police sirens grew louder. My lungs burned, my legs screamed. But I didn't stop. I couldn't stop, because 2 small lives were depending on me. When I reached my brother and sister, I grabbed their hands. My brother asked, "What's happening?" His eyes wide with confusion and terror. "Run," I told him, even though I could see his legs trembling. We ran together, down alleys, across muddy fields, until our lungs felt like fire. That night, the 3 of us became fugitives. We ended up in an abandoned house on the edge of the city. Its windows were shattered, the doors half broken, the walls damp and crumbling. Rats darted across the floor, and the roof leaked whenever it rained. But to us, it was a castle. It was shelter. It was better than the streets. I made that ruin into a home. I blocked broken windows with wood scraps, spread old newspapers on the floor so my brother and sister wouldn't have to sleep on cold cement. We huddled together for warmth. I would tell them stories every night. Stories of heroes and kingdoms, of parents who came back, of a world kinder than the one outside. I knew they weren't real, but it kept their spirits alive. One day, I saw something that froze my blood. My face on a poster. A child's face. My face, branded as a criminal. Wanted. They painted me like a dangerous thief, when all I had ever stolen was food to keep us alive. People passed by the poster, shaking their heads, whispering. No one knew the truth. No one cared. Every night, I stayed awake, listening for footsteps outside. Every noise, the wind rattling, the creak of wood, felt like the police had finally found us. I held my brother close when he cried, and I rocked my baby sister to sleep, whispering that we were safe. But deep down, I knew we were never really safe. I was only 9 years old, a boy with no childhood, already hunted like a criminal. A boy who had to grow up too fast, forced into the role of a father when I was still a child myself. And yet, in the middle of all that fear, I made myself a promise. No matter what it cost me, no matter what I had to steal, no matter where we had to hide, I would protect them. Because in this cruel world, they were all I had, and I was all they had.